Alright, today's video is about lucid dreaming. Alright, so lucid dreaming is a condition that I became recently aware of over the years but have been dealing with all my life. Ever since I was young, I've been able to be completely self-aware of my environment, whether it be smell, touch, sound, or any of the other sensories. And I've never understood why, and it baffled sleep studies for a long time now. But I heard the word of lucid dreaming and I looked it up, and I became amazed that it literally fits every bit of description that is my condition with sleep. So, the biggest factor in this is...
Keep careful, take off my pants.
The biggest factorial in this is that you're completely self-aware that you are in fact dreaming. Meaning you know you're dreaming, you are in a dream, it's not real, etc., etc. However, in my case, I control the narrative 100%. Otherwise, I don't dream at all. As to say that when I want to regenerate, as a normal person would in REM, I actually have to proactively think in my head what my dream is going to be. As to say, if I want to have my dream be about me flying around downtown, well, that's what my dream's going to be about. No randomness or anything to it. It's going to be straight up me flying around Traverse City. Then I can change it to whatever I want it to be about. So unfortunately, there's some good things and some bad things about this too. So say that you have illness or bodily injury, whether you're extremely sore or you have a ripped or torn muscle, whatever, you can't escape from it. So when you lucid dream, at least in my specific scenario, there's no escape. You can't go unconscious. So as you can imagine, it's great for situations where you need to be alert and aware, or if say an emergency happens, like something catches on fire, you don't need to depend on your fire alarm because you're already conscious. But at the same time, if you're sick, injured, or otherwise, and you're wanting to go to sleep, well, you're kind of stuck dealing with it all night long. As such, I had a really bad toothache, the kind that goes boop, boop, boop. Well, I got to deal with that all night long because I don't get to go unconscious. So, if you're really not sure if you have ever experienced lucid dreaming, I would advise that you search it up. Alternatively, if you are someone that finds that you can control your own dreams and that you're completely aware that you are dreaming in that moment in time, and you never understood why, I again implore you to look up lucid dreaming. It's a really, really interesting topic. And if you can relate to it because you also have it, it becomes that much more interesting. And you can learn more about it. You can learn how to manipulate it or make it more in your favor, more relaxing, whatever. So I figured since I recently discovered it, that I should make a video about it, talking about it. So I'll go over it more later on. So if you also aren't able to fall asleep or have regular dreams and you have to create your own dreams and your own everything, now you know what it is. Because for the longest time, ever since I'd say roughly teenager years is when I first actually decided to be like, this probably isn't normal. You know, and actually started paying attention. That's when I was like, oh, okay, so what's going on here? And then through the sleep studies, they only made things more complicated. So hopefully I can get this thing called lucid dreaming out there to maybe give some sort of help to people that maybe experience the same thing, or just look something up that they never heard of and or find interesting based off of this, because this is the kind of a weird thing for me to be talking about my sleep or lack thereof, really. But yeah, if you find yourself being able to be conscious while also getting that sleep regenerativeness, you got lucid dreaming. If you have to be able to create your own dreams, storylines, the whole 10 yards, lucid dreaming. So, for those that are curious, I highly suggest looking up lucid dreaming. It is very interesting things, very interesting topic in general. And I am just so glad that I finally know what the hell is wrong with me, or lack thereof wrong with me. For all that I know, it could be a bad thing, it could be a good thing. I won't decide on that one because it sucks. So for instance, if I get a really bad sunburn, and I have, as everyone has, I'm sure, the thing that sucks about lucid dreaming is you can't go unconscious. So say you get a sunburn, guess what you're going to be dealing with all night long? The pain of the sunburn. Okay, here's another example of some stupid crap I've had to go through because of this. Say that you're sick. You got a head cold, you got the sinuses all stuffed up, you're coughing, the whole 10 yards. Well, you can't go unconscious. So guess what you're gonna be dealing with all night long? You called it. You're gonna be dealing with that shit and suffering all night long. So you could say it has its good sides and its bad sides, to put it lightly. So the good side of things, say an emergency goes on, like you can smell fire, right? So someone lights your house on fire, or some freak accident happens and your house catches fire. Boom! You can instantly be like, and get up and go and do what you need to do. Likewise for food or whatever, you smell food being cooked, you're like, ooh, that smells good, and get up and eat. Or any other type of emergency situation. Say you hear a window break. Well, guess what? You're already awake. So you can jump right up on that. Anything like that. And if you need to be up a certain time, you can constantly check your phone or check your watch or however you go about doing that, and be keeping track of when you need to do that, just in case you don't use alarms like I do, because I don't need an alarm. All I have to do is just randomly pop my head up and look and be like, alright, I got this long to go. Generally I'm bored. But anyway, to say that there are some bad sides to it is an understatement, because one, if you can't come up with a creative dream or a storyline or a narrative, you're going to be bored. Two, if you got a sickness or a condition, you're going to be suffering with it all night because you can't go unconscious. Three, if you got an injury, you're going to be hurting all night long. One of my worst cases of pain-related what have yous and sickness was actually not too long ago. I'd say about a month ago. I had a really bad head cold. I had a level 2 severe strain on my quadricep, so I could barely fucking walk. I was just this close to having an actual quadricep tear, so I got really lucky in that way. And so I had to mix both. I had sickness and physical injury, and boy did that suck. Because usually sleep is a way to get away from that for a while, but no, I had to deal with that shit all night long. Oh, did that suck. Another situation was actually sometime last year where I had a severe toothache. Severe. I mean that kind where I go thump, thump, thump. And guess what? I did not get any escape from that because I had to fucking deal with it all night long. So basically what I'm saying is you're either in perfect health or you're going to suffer all night. Or maybe you take enough meds or whatever you're going to do to combat it the best you can. But one way or the other is you're not going to get any escape from any sort of negative health condition or injury or irritation, whether it be sunburn or otherwise. So that's just a glimpse into what my night is when it comes to sleep. Luckily, I rarely ever get any sort of health condition like a head cold or whatever. But when I get really sore or get a really bad strain or whatever, then it really, really sucks. I get those more than I get anything else. But generally though, because of my strong body and my good health, I'm able to just, lay my head down. Then after 6 or so hours, sometimes 8, I'll get up and then go about the day as needed. Sometimes my body needs less, sometimes my body needs more, but my body lets me know one way or the other when I'm at like full health or full rejuvenation. As such, I become really restless and I just sit up and I can't just lay down. That's when I know that I'm all good to go. So, anyways, that's my testimony on what lucid dreaming is like. Long story short, lucid dreaming is great when it's great, but egregious when it's bad. So if you keep healthy and you don't get sick, then you're going to be majority of the positives of it. If you're constantly getting sick, constantly getting injured, constantly having toothaches, then you're going to have a really, really bad experience with negative consequences and negative side of lucid dreaming. But like I said, I'm really healthy, I don't have many injuries, and so on and so forth. So for me, I'm on the greater end of it. I experience more good out of lucid dreaming than I do bad. And for what it's worth, I generally like the good things of what I benefit from with lucid dreaming. Maybe it's because I've adapted to these things, but for me personally, I rather be alert in all my senses. Minus obviously vision, because my eyes are shut, but being able to hear things as they're happening is fucking amazing. I mean, I would rather have that than not. Let's just put it that way. Being able to feel things, so if someone's sneaking around or whatever, or touches me, I'd rather know that I was touched than not. No, I was touched. And as weird as it is, like, even taste, like, I can just grab something and like chips if I have it on the side or whatever and just start eating, whatever, and I just lay my head back down and there we go, back to it, as long as I got a good narrative. But yeah, the biggest problem that I've had over the years is just trying to keep a good storyline going, because it'll leave me bored. I mean, I'll just be kind of there, laying there with radio noise, if anything, just the ringing in my ears, or at the very best what I'll do is I'll put on some music that helps stimulate my storyline, or whatever you want to call it, gives me some emotion, or whatever you want to call it. But even if that doesn't help, then in that case I just get to listen to music for however many hours, and then I'm good to go, whenever it's time to get up. So anyway, that's kind of the short summary of it. So I just want to add in that little bit before ending this video.